All right. So, the last two are the most common questions we ask for all the interviewees, and these questions best fit someone of your knowledge and experience. Is that, do you have any comments for the SharePoint TechNet Wiki groups or the product groups?
Yeah, the short answer is I think spam management, and I referred to it before already, is they've changed quite recently actually how spam is managed on the forums, and is a quite good platform now. If you see, for example, on the general access on the forums, is actually the spam has gone down significantly. I would be much happy, actually, very, very happy if we could implement the same kind of procedures on the TechNet Wiki, because we're spending currently way too much time on this non-useful content on the TechNet Wiki, which essentially would mean two things: is if we can find a rule or some rules to block spam. First of all, there are very common factors in this kind of spam content. Second thing is sort of maturity profile as it is right now on the blogs, for example. People that post comments, in case they have a junior profile, meaning not having posted to the blogs before, or a low experience number. So you see, for example, the points on your profile. If it's below a certain number, I'm not exactly knowing what exactly the points is, but people that have not active for a long time or for not very frequently, if they post something, the blog owner gets actually a moderation request, and in most of the cases. And if you get in a sort of mature profile, you have been active, you have been very positive in a few of these contributions, actually you get in a sort of profile that can post, that can automatically comment on a few things. And I think if we could implement that or have it at the wiki, I think it will put the quality of the wiki on a much more higher level on a few things, right? So that's one of the things I would look forward to if we can implement it on TechNet Wiki. There's one difference actually with the wiki we should know about. Is that the wiki actually is not funded as such. Of course, it's operated by the TechNet teams, but there is no funding as such, like this, for example, in the forums or the blogs. There we have an owning group, a project group that's responsible for that blog, responsible for these forums, and so they have a sort of budget actually on these blogs to support it, and which we don't have actually at TechNet Wiki, which makes it difficult actually to push things, to get things improved, and it's very hard for Ed and me, for example, to defend actually the wiki and to move people actually to do it better as such. And yeah, that's the fun part of the job actually, internally speaking. To prove the value of the TechNet Wiki to these teams and to get engagement from the supporting teams as such. So that's another thing, a bit more future support, but maybe funding if we can do that, to get some more professional support or more advanced and priority support on a few things. And we have, for example, also a page on the TechNet Wiki that has some suggestions on improvements, and to realize these improvements, it will take some time and some budget actually to get there.
Okay.